is the issue. Typically flat circular annular ring like things are, there is no problem about the material. So, you have a neat ring, imagine you have this like a bangle or any of these things. When it is round, if you make it flat you can build it, and even if you are to make it here, little bit of this material built up you can push it out. But if it is a thin long tube, it does not work so well. So, whichever way you make it, you make the tube, even if you are to make the tube in two halves, if you build here, support material comes here. If you build it like this, support materials comes here. We cannot get over that problem, except that maybe allow the what you call software to take charge, make a neat the what you call whatever you want to create on that, and then go ahead and make it. So, if you go to the internet, things like watch bands, buttons, okay, and maybe ear decorations, several other things are available as files that you can print. So, spectacle frames, and if you want to make gag spectacle frames, hexagons, circles and those things, part of the novelty is the gag in it, and you can add graphics to it or you can add a name to it. Professional machines are available which will make you really good quality thing, but they are still not as strong as the metal combinations which have, because materials have been developed. Slowly things are coming in place, and I think you should try it. So, as one of the assignments, I thought you should try to create some object which is very useful. Let me have a go at the internet and see what we can have. I have just typed a thing called an LED tree. Is it possible for us, such objects are relatively easy to create in 3D printing. If you think a little about it and you say carefully what have they done, this is probably a printed circuit board, can you see it? And on the printed circuit board they have mounted these LEDs. While it makes sense there, similar thing you can easily create using your what you call 3D printing. We just need to create a flat tree and then make two interlocking parts, or in our case even you can make all four of them and then attach them together. And if you provide proper openings and all that, you can use wires and wire up all the LEDs. This is where little bit of our ingenuity will come. Instead of trying to make it absolutely like this, you can in fact use probably green colored wire and let the wire stick out like ringlets. Now, once a wire sticks out like ringlets, it is very much possible for you to create what are absolutely beautiful this thing. Very easy to create these things. You have seen this here, a part of it, for example, the lampshade can probably made out of our 3D materials, and remaining is using usual art materials like a wire frame and maybe all sorts of shiny what you call this polyester films are available. You can make this and beautifully you can have things which are very conveniently made like this. So, I suggest that you people, that you folks can try this actually. It is very easy to print a small thing like this. Is probably you can print it flat and you can make it into various shapes and use a material even if it is translucent, and if you just put it around an LED, you have this beautiful objects which we can create absolutely. You see here, it is very easy to create, not impossible to create, and you being technical people, probably wiring it is not at all an possible thing. If you take a white LED, typically most white LEDs work with around 3.8 to 3.9, 4 volts like this. So, if you use a lithium what you call nickel metal hydride or lithium ion battery, a small cell, these work well. So, most of your mobile phones use either lithium polymer or lithium ion or other cells, it will be flat. So, you can probably use it here, build it here, and you do not need to play with full 230 volts. If you say a little closer, see what has been done. Very easy to build these objects. So, as one of your exercises, no, I suggest that you people try to build these things. And you see here, it is not one LED actually, there large number of them they have built. And if you make a cluster and light it up with a thing at the bottom, any of these things you can make. Now, if you remember that old, can you see reading light? So, projects like this are in fact very convenient and easy to build with this. This whole thing can probably be built without any problem. You see this? So, there is a small reflector like thing, and probably you can take it somewhere, and then you see how neatly the whole thing has been. It is actually flat, and afterwards they have bent it like this. So, you can also do the same thing. You can probably print something, and afterwards even things like this reflector are easy to print, and you can use some what you call any craft paint, or if you are what you call good enough, take any decoration paper and then try to make a reflector out of this. Once you make a reflector, now it is easy for you to make all these things. About the easiest thing for you to make is these things. So, and here you see what here they have done. They have already included some cells here. So, typically if you take coin cells or button cells, very easy for you to build things. Seen here, it has been bent over. In this case, probably it is made out of a little hard plastic. You can also do it. After building it, use a hair dryer. Hair dryer usually softens these materials, and after softening it, you can bend it around on a former. So, typically so many objects you will find in the what you call in your workshop, and building bending it over like this, you can create objects without any problem at all. Looks nice. A pen what you call a pocket held what you call LED torch. You can keep it in the pocket. This is a pocket keep, or you can keep it on top of a book, and you can read it here. Making these things is life has become very easy, and in this case they have just put a small reflector also around it. And for your project, you probably do not even need a reflector. You can go and get either silver or what do you call gold paint, and neatly paint it, and this whole thing conveniently you can print it. And if you are smart enough, you can probably print this hinge portion itself. We have seen this, no? These are very convenient for us to make in our projects. So, at the base you can continue to have that what you call button or coin cells, or in fact you can have a flat BL5C lithium polymer or lithium ion battery. Moment you have this, your job is ready. So, my suggestion is right now, no, you can start thinking about any of these projects. There are so many of them, very interesting. And in fact, I will try to give you, some of you may have seen any of these things, never ending, seen this. It is not just a matter of a gag or anything. These are things which you can easily make, and make it foldable, it just looks like a book. Probably at the base here, if you see here, probably here no, there is a source, and inside that, for safety you can use LEDs. Alternatively, you can get long CFL lamps. So, if you put a CFL lamp at the base, you see here somewhere in the middle they have it, and then this is unfurled, and this thing at the center can easily be printed using 3D printing. See here, very very interesting projects, interesting objects. So, non-stop. Things are getting more and more interesting. Can you see here? That is a bookmark with timer built into it. Life can be very very convenient, absolutely. So, maybe you can, if you are an electronics person, alternatively you can just create this thin straps with a thing, and then as I told you that BL5C battery is probably the cheapest available on this thing. So, compared to all other, will you believe, $130 is something like, 130 Indian rupees is something like your $2 US. So, we have all these nice things here, and typically they are all available from 600 milliampere hours to a little more. So, directly white LED chip works with it. You do not need to have the projecting LED at all, and white LED chips you can probably disassemble one of the various things you have, and most of them take the 1 watt chips which work at 3 volts take around 250 to 300 milliamps. So, logically this will last a minimum of 2 to 3 hours. Now, all you need to do is make some arrangement to see where the contacts are here. You see here, we have the contacts which are there on top. Some way of, you need to make a holder which will go and make contact here. So, around your house I am sure you have seen various external chargers for your mobile phone and so on. So, if you see, it is very much possible for you. So, you can make a cap like thing, and if you examine the thing carefully, you will now come across various other options. You see here, somebody already sells you a BL5C battery holder, and stuff like this is easily available. And in the next session I will try to talk to you about the other thing. Can you see here? You see how BL5C battery comes already with a small wire and with a header attached. Otherwise, you can make this, can make a small holder such that this thing sit inside comfortably, and you can start making. In the next session, I will try to see how to make a small box like this using flat method of construction. So, thank you. I will stop here, and I will get back in the next session, where in this rapid prototyping so far I have covered small objects which are basically 3-dimensional. What will happen in case you have openings in orthogonal directions, how to build it, you need to make it into parts, and if you want fastening, if you want a thread inside, meaning the nut portion of it, you must use a tiny nut set like this. This is too tiny, you must use these nut sets. Alternatively, if you want to have a positive screw on it, you need to use that also, one of them. So, there are so many options that are available, and screws which are used for, rather fasteners which are used for normal plastic, including there are some which are self threading fasteners for plastic parts, can safely be used here. But my thing is, do not go below 2.5 millimeters. If you go below 2.5 millimeters, the it makes a little difficult to build. You can just go somewhere and you see if you go anywhere here, it is very much possible for you to go for self threading. You have seen that. So, we have all these which are things like this which are freely available. Depending on the type of material and so on, they are all available right from around 1 millimeter. See here, this is made of stainless steel, but the idea being it happily goes into any plastic thing. Okay. So, these are available from very, very small, I think from 1 mm diameter there are screws for plastic. You will see carefully this thread formation and the what you call how the nut formation takes place and so on are all patent well designed things are available. You see here now sometimes if you are a normal hacker like me, you would have seen all these things. Seen this, it says self forming POSI probably stands for the original what you call POSI force or POSI drive screws. Screws like this, if you manufacture, if you check the what you call manufacturer's catalog, they will give you what should be the opening size and what should be the drill size and all. So, eventually you have this, you have seen this. Further there seems to be a peculiar, I am not sure what it is here. So, there is a huge things about, you see here this word actually attracts me. Can you see here? They are available from 1.4 millimeters. So, nominal metric 1.4 is available, then we have 1.6, 1.7, 2.3 and 2.6 which I am talking to you about. And below if you see, while this is about the what you call pilot hole and pitch and all that, the lengths are also mentioned here, saying you get 3 mm to typically of course across like this. No. So, some of these can safely be used in our designs, except the only thing is there only you can use it only once. Frequently you cannot open it and so you have things like this. This one is a type of a cutting thread. Next you have self thread rolling screws. Seen this, this formation is slightly different. So, they are also available in small things like 1.4 and 1.5 and below the lengths and all are shown here. So, you should go and check on the availability and make your design based on that. So, thank you for this session. I will get back to you again next time. Next round I will try to see how to make a snap thing. Can you make a box when parts snap inside? So, bye.